Hi everyone, I hope you are well. So it's been a long time since I have done a sit down video. I don't think I've actually filmed one for the whole of 2018 yet, so this is the first one, and I thought I would do a Rory update, so a toddler update, and do his 14-month update and just talk about how he is, because obviously I haven't touched base since he was 11 months old, nearly 1, on how he's doing. So really exciting month this month. He has come on leaps and bounds. I'm loving the toddler stage, and I really didn't think I would. When I had he's currently messing around with the tripod system. A lot of juddering, that is why. But I thought I would really miss kind of the baby stage, and obviously around 6 months I got really broody and then fell pregnant again at 7 months, so I'm currently very pregnant. I'm 35, nearly 36 weeks pregnant. So I thought I would really miss the baby stage, but I am obsessed with the toddler stage. I think it's a really nice, fun kind of period of time. It's really nice to see them kind of develop their own personalities and their own character traits, and start to see him come into himself. And it's really nice to see this person forming and watch him develop and achieve things. So I will do this update in the format that I used to do updates. So I will talk about him in himself, his feeding, and then his sleep and routine. And although it won't be quite as I don't know, quite as I guess in the baby stage you're more intrigued about sleep and stuff, or as toddlers, I don't know if we'll see if it's as interesting. So Rory in himself, he is really well. He is starting to have frustrations and temper tantrums, but I think that's quite normal from what I hear from other friends and people with children of a similar age. That is very normal. He will get annoyed if I tell him no, and he will throw himself back. At the moment, to manage it, I'm just kind of ignoring it, and if it's really bad, then I'll try and take his mind off of it, or offer him some kind of, I don't know, a bottle or juice or something, just to distract him. But generally I'm just ignoring it, and he's not really going through with it too much. I just try not to rise to it or create too much of a deal about it. It's if I say no, or if he's doing something that he doesn't want to be doing. So if I was to put him down, for example, when he's being carried, he sometimes will get upset about that. Or yesterday, his dad tried to take him out of the bath and he threw himself back. And those are situations where we're a little bit harder with our no, because obviously him throwing himself back in the bath, he's going to get himself hurt. And if he throws himself back when I've put him down on the floor, he's also going to hurt himself. So I don't want him to do that. So I will be a little bit firmer with my no. But just generally, we're just trying to teach him the boundaries at the moment, and also let him know that it's not really acceptable behaviour. Obviously we've got it for years to come yet, so I'm pretty laid back with it all. He is walking like an absolute pro, and I'm really surprised by that actually, because crawling took him a few months to get. He started crawling at about 7 months, and I think it took till about 8.5, 9 months before he could properly crawl and wasn't dragging himself around. He used to commando crawl a little bit, and then he mastered the full crawl. When it came down to walking, it literally happened in about a week to 10 days. He went from his first steps to just trotting around, and it was crazy. What I found really helped with his walking was obviously encouragement and stuff, but to get him around other children that walked. So yeah, he would take his first steps, and he would take a couple, but it was so rare that he would do it. His dad hadn't even really seen it. It was so sporadic that it was only really me and my mum that had seen it when it was in the day and he had enough energy to do it. And then I took him to this baby group where all of his friends are a little bit older than him, and they were all walking around and we hadn't seen them for a while. And honestly, the same day he was just walking. It was really odd. Rich came home and Rory was walking down the corridor towards him, and Rich was what the hell has happened here? So it was really quick, and I was quite surprised, because like I said, with his milestones, he's not behind, but he's always been around the right time to hit the milestones, and it's taken him a little bit of time to master them. So I was quite impressed that he managed to do that one so quickly and to really take to it really well. Other things that Rory really loves doing are colouring, and I'm really surprised by that too. He's a real inquisitive child. Like if you put him in a room that's new to him, he will just be in everything. Like he's really nosy, and I really like it, and I'm really happy that he's that way, and I do encourage it. So I'm quite surprised that he likes colouring, and he's quite happy to sit contained with crayons and colour. If we go to baby group now, he's gone from like marching around every single person and every single toy to going straight to the colouring and sitting there for like half an hour. It's completely out of character for him to stay quite quiet and quite happy. Because like I said, he's a bit of a bruiser, and he has always been off and into things. He's about to try and leave the room. No, he's not. We'll just keep an eye on him for a minute. But he does like to have his independence and to discover and explore, which is why I think he was so quick with walking, because it has enabled that a little bit more. But he doesn't like his pushchair and stuff anymore, just because he's not normally sat, like happy to be just sat. He wants to be like in the thick of it. So it's quite nice that he has that like little hobby that he really likes to do, and I do try and encourage it as much as possible. Okay, so when it comes to feeding, he is quite fussy with food. Also I'll talk about his milk allergy in a different video, I think. He does have a milk allergy, which he's had his whole life, and it kind of had gone away and it's come back since trying to wean him onto cow's milk, but I think that's a whole separate video, to be honest. When it comes to food, he is quite fussy. It is hard to get him to eat large quantities of food. When he was about 10 months, he no longer wanted to be puree fed. Yeah, he would spit puree out as soon as you gave it to him and just would not let you spoon feed him. So we switched to like full baby-led weaning. I know you're not really supposed to say that if they've never been baby-led weaned from the start, but that's the only way to describe it. So I would let him use his hands to feed himself. But obviously with that, they end up throwing a lot on the floor. You can't really see what they've had. And I was starting to like get a little bit nervous about the amount that he ate, and making sure that he had taken in enough food to kind of survive and get the nutrients that he needs. And it would be the case that as soon as you found a meal that he really liked, he would eat it for like 2 days and then not like it anymore. And he would just split, or like he would never eat a certain food at my house, but he would eat it with like his nan or the childminder, or vice versa. He wouldn't eat it with them, but he would eat it at home. So yeah, I was really struggling with that, and just kind of accepted that maybe he would be fussy. And then he has recently started showing interest in spoon feeding himself, which he is actually really good at and makes so little mess. Like, it's amazing. He's pretty good at aiming it, so he will have like spaghetti bolognese, cottage pie, just like cut and mashed up, and he makes such little mess, and he is eating way more recently. I am considering dropping his bottle. He still has 2 bottles of milk a day, one at night and one for his like lunch, like his morning nap, which he tends to have about 11 o'clock, and he will have that with his nap. So I have thought about dropping a bottle to see if maybe he'll eat more, because whenever he's like missed that bottle for whatever reason, or if he's fallen asleep too soon, he does eat a lot more. But sometimes he's like desperate for the bottle, so I don't know, I'm gonna play that one by ear. When it comes to sleep has been difficult, to say the least. He used to be an amazing sleeper as a baby. He would sleep pretty much all through the night, or maybe stir once for a bottle. Yeah, and that would be it. So he was a really good sleeper, and I kind of like let my chickens out to roost, is that the saying? Like really early, and would tell everyone how good a sleeper he was, but we co-slept, but it worked, and all of this kind of stuff. Recently, there are 2 problems that we kind of have with his sleep, which we are working through. One of them was that he would really randomly and sporadically like wake up in the middle of the night about 3 o'clock till about 4:30 and just want to play. Like, he would be full of beans, not tired, he would just want to mess about, and it was exhausting. I didn't really know what to do for it or how to sort it out. And then the week before Christmas, he started to nap a lot in the day. He only has 1 nap. He used to have 2, and I dropped it to 1 because, oh, that was another problem we were having. He was getting really hard to put to bed, so when it came to like 7 o'clock, where he normally went to bed, and he used to go down really well, where he had 2 naps, he would then like fight sleep till 9 o'clock. So I moved his 2 naps into one big one in the morning, and that really helped. He would go down at 7 and he would go down like a dream again, so that was really good because I really miss my evenings. Like, I just liked having that time to myself. And I work in the evenings when he's asleep, so I was getting really behind on deadlines and getting a bit stressed, so that helped. And the week before Christmas, he would go down at 7 like an absolute dream, but he was napping a lot more in the day. So he would, like, one day he napped for like 3 hours, and I just thought sleep breeds sleep, and if he's tired he needs it, as long as he doesn't sleep too late. So I would make sure he like woke up by like 1:30 is like my golden rule, sometimes 2, and he would still go down at 7. That was always the way it was before, but before Christmas he started to go to sleep at 7, which was fine, and then he would wake up at 9 and come back up then, and he would wake up and just be awake for the whole evening and wouldn't go back to sleep until about 11 o'clock when we went to bed. So again, I was losing my evenings and falling behind on work. So to kind of combat that, I started not letting him sleep any longer than 2 hours, and he can't sleep past 1:30, which has really helped. Also, I find that if he doesn't do enough in the day, so if he doesn't go out or he just has a home day, so at the weekend, this weekend just gone, he's been poorly. God, he wants to like constantly be up and then down and then up and then down. Yeah, like this weekend he's been poorly, and I've been suffering from anemia in my pregnancy, which is now sorted because I had an iron transfusion, but I couldn't go out because I was just too poorly. So Rich and I kept him in. Oh, hiccups. And then to put him to bed, he was like wide awake in the evenings, and I don't think it helped that he's poorly, but yeah, I just feel like if he doesn't get enough stimulation, or if he doesn't go out, or he doesn't go to like a play group, he is more active at night, or he'll wake in the night and want to play, or yeah. Whilst this week I have made sure he's done something every day, really worn him out, and he's slept 7 PM till 2 AM. He'll wake up for a bottle and then go back to sleep till like 6, 7 AM. So that's been really helpful. Another thing that has been really messing with sleep though is he is having his 2 front teeth come through, so they've definitely played a part. They've been hell. Like I said, they've been coming through since about before Christmas, like the week before Christmas, so a month now, and it's really thrown everything out. His 2 bottom teeth didn't cause any problem. Like, I think he was grizzly for like 2 days, and just grizzly, and then it came through. So I thought with teething he would be okay, but these top 2 just caused so many problems. Like, he is clearly suffering. He has like red cheeks, lots of ear pulling. He got sent home from nursery one day because he was so miserable. Messed with his sleep, just messed with his general personality. They have cut the bottom of the skin, but I know they kind of cut the front as well, so they are still giving him some jib. He also got really poorly with bronchiolitis and had to go into hospital about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago today. So again, that really messed things up for a couple of weeks, because he couldn't sleep properly, and he had to have an inhaler, and he had to have oxygen one day in the hospital. So that really messed with sleep too. So we're trying to get back into a really good routine. Another thing that I was finding was ruining his sleep was I was in a really bad habit of, when I got his stuff ready for bed, like his pyjamas and his bottle, I would put him on the bed and put the telly on and let him watch like 5 minutes of telly just whilst I gathered the stuff up, otherwise he would be really moany, and I found that would overstimulate him. So we've gone back to being really strict about bedtime routine. So now he will have a bath every day, 2 books, and then baby massage, no, bath, baby massage, 2 books, bottle, bed, and that's been amazing for really helping with his sleep. I feel a bit stupid that I didn't do it before, but I just never really appreciated it. I guess you think that they have routine because technically he had a routine, like he would come upstairs and he would get changed and all of that stuff, but he needed a routine that was more like bedtime signals. He never used to have daily baths because he's got such bad eczema, but then I've realised recently that's because of his milk intolerance. So since he's not been having milk, like cow's milk, his eczema's cleared up enough that he can have a bath every day, and that helps too. So yeah, so that is pretty much it as an update on Rory. I do want to try and get back into doing these monthly because I think they are quite interesting, especially with toddlers. I find them more interesting because there are certain situations like the tantruming and the sleep where I will ask people and everybody seems to be in the same boat, and you realise it's more developmental than it is something you're doing. So yeah, so I think I will carry on doing his little toddler updates, even though I said I wasn't going to do them past 1. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. My next video I think is going to, well, my next video will be a vlog. My next sit down video I think is going to be a pregnancy update, because I haven't updated anybody on that for a really long time as well, and loads has happened there. So that's worth talking about, but that will be on Monday, and then I'm going to put a vlog up on Sunday. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you haven't already, please do subscribe and give the video a big thumbs up. I better go and deal with him. I will see you in the next one. Bye!